was out this weekend with one of my best friends and her husband, and we were talking about the state of dating in New York, and she was telling me how her husband and their friends, like, they don't really go out anymore. They just stay at home.
It's so hard to even get on the date so that it can be bad.
This is crazy in 2026. Really crazy as you're almost 30 years old.
He ghosted me again, chat, after he reached out to me.
He didn't even give me a chance.
I feel like I've been ghosted, but I feel like I've been ghosted by someone that I gave a second chance to.
How do you go from, like, I gave you another shot and then you're gonna just disappear again?
What is wrong with men? Like, how is that normal?
Stop playing with me like I'm a freaking doll or something.
I'm about to lose the will to live.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to Desktop Drop, where we tell it like it is.
I was out this weekend with one of my best friends and her husband, and we were talking about the state of dating in New York, and she was telling me how her husband and their friends, like, they don't really go out anymore. They just stay at home. And when they do go out, the idea is, like, not to be meeting girls because they've sort of just, I don't know, like, given up on the whole situation. Basically, they were saying they're just sick of Hinge, and I guess, like, every conversation on dating apps just ends up in a dead end and they don't end up going anywhere, so they just, like, don't feel like it's worth it and they just stay home. Now, he did say, though, that some of them are on this app called Layla because the whole idea is to actually go on a date. Basically, you match with the person based on their profile and the date that they already suggested. For example, Thursday at 7 p.m., I want to go see this, like, indie band at this bar down the street. And then if I vibe with that, we match and then we go on the date. So we don't get stuck messaging like that's not the idea. Basically, dating apps in general are code.
After the 500 dead-end conversation, the entertainment energy, and being treated like an option on a roster, a lot of men decided home is cheaper, peace is better, and the gym is less confusing. They got tired of auditioning for people who were never serious about choosing anyone.
Dating is so hard to begin with because you go on the bad dates, but it's so hard to even get on the date so that it can be bad. This week I was just, like, totally ghosted by 2 different people, which is kind of crazy, the odds of that. Actually, probably not really. I matched with someone on, like, Saturday, and I was like, okay, I'm really busy this week, but I can do Saturday or Sunday. So, like, as in yesterday or today, because today's Sunday. And he was like, okay, great, let's do Saturday. And I didn't hear anything from him, and I was like, that's fine. And then it was Friday. I was like, okay, well, do I have plans Saturday or not? I texted him Friday. I was like, hey, like, are we still good on for Saturday? And he was like, oh, I can't. Let's do Sunday. Like, I'll find a place. And now today's Sunday. Hasn't texted me back. Hasn't said anything. I'm gonna assume it's a no. And, like, I have plans tonight anyways, so not waiting around for that. And the other one, I put on my profile. I was like, oh, someone teach me to golf because I have this, like, company golf event. And he was like, oh yeah, let's golf. Like, oh, my Wednesday opened up. I can do Wednesday nights. And he was like, great, give me your number. So I give him my number and he was like, hey, like, excited to go. And I was like, okay. And then Wednesday I texted him. I was like, hey, are we still good for tonight? Because we never set a time or anything. I was assuming it was diversity driving range. And he just never responded. And I was like, okay, well, I guess not. So I blocked that number too. But it's like, if you don't want to go, just say you don't want to go. That's totally fine. I'm not offended because I've totally done that to other people. But don't just leave you hanging. Don't ghost. I think ghosting's the rudest. At least just give an excuse or be like, hey, I actually don't see this working out. That's fine. So yeah, I'm 0 for 2 this week.
Getting ghosted twice in 1 week? Welcome to the average man's dating experience. Nobody's coming to save dating. Everyone wants effort. Nobody wants accountability. Modern dating isn't a men's problem or a woman's problem. It's an everybody is disposable problem.
I went to a bar and a man approached me while I was actively ordering flowers to a girl that I like who doesn't live in the country, right? And he was like trying to hit on me. I was like, so sorry, I'm ordering these flowers for someone. He was like, oh, that's so nice, like a friend or whatever. I was like, no, I'm ordering this for a girl that I'm interested in. He was like, oh, like, where is she? And I told him where she lives and it's out of the country, far away. He goes, oh, that must be really hard to do since you're ordering flowers abroad. I was like, actually, no, it was pretty simple. And he goes, well, it's hard enough to order flowers in the States. I said, excuse me, I must have heard you wrong. I must have heard you wrong. What did you say? I said, I'm sorry, is that a joke? He was like, no, like, seriously, it's not that easy to order a girl flowers in the US. Right! No, right. You're right, sir. You're so right. And not only did he double down on that, but I asked him, I was like, do you want to redact that statement? You want to take it back? It's not too late. It's not too late. He's like, no, I stand by that. Right! I stand by that. And you know what? At least he's consistent.
You laughed at him, but he's not wrong. A lot of men stop buying flowers because they learn effort doesn't guarantee appreciation, loyalty, or even a second date. It's not that flowers are hard to order, it's hard finding someone who values them.
I'm about to lose the will to live. I've been talking to this guy for a couple of days, right? Going well, whatever. He's just literally texted me saying, nothing much, just lying in bed, hungover, was out with my girl last night, hope you don't mind. Sorry? I was like, you better be joking. He's like, no, I'm actually not. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I downloaded Tinder and got talking to you and I really like you. Sorry, you have a girlfriend? What do you mean, you hope you don't mind? I swear, I give up. I'm literally gonna become a nun. Like, I have just decided I'm gonna become a nun. Because who the fuck can be annoyed with this, bollocks? Like, this isn't, like, what is wrong with men? Like, how is that normal? How do you think that's normal behaviour? No wonder girls are fucking psychotic.
A man lies on Tinder, the men are trash. A woman lies on Tinder, she was hurt. The double standard is getting old, and the problem isn't men, it's dishonest people.
So there's this guy that I really liked who ended up ghosting me. And I was like, okay, cool. You ghosted me. I gave it like a few more days to see if he'll text me. He didn't. So I deleted his number, deleted the chat, and moved the fuck on because I have options, just like he has options. But I did really like him, so I kept saying like, oh, I really hope he will text me back because I really liked how I felt around him. And I liked his personality or like his whole demeanor. And then lo and behold, he texted me recently and I was really, really excited, but I didn't know if it was him or not because I deleted his number and the chat. But it was like a reference back to a conversation we had, so I was 90% sure that it was him. And so I responded saying only you would associate me with this, to which he responded with another text that made me confused. Because the night before, I was at a party and I was drunk and I was giving out my number like it was a hot potatoes to all of my college friends to catch up with, and I was not saving their numbers because I was drunk. So now I'm thinking, is it him or is it one of these girls that I gave my number out to? I might be delusional and thinking it's him. Meanwhile, it's like my friend from like nursing 101. So I end up going with, hey, I thought I knew who this was, but I'm not sure anymore. Can I get a name? He ghosted me again, chat, after he reached out to me. The fuck? So now I have to delete the chat again and move on again. Like, I just want to know, why do you people reach out when you don't even want to actually talk to us? Like, I was fine. I was not reaching out to you. I was not begging you to text me back. Once you ghosted me, I moved the fuck on. So why are you coming back and wasting my time and messing with my brain? I get attached to candy wrappers. Leave me alone, please.
You got ghosted twice by the same person because you assumed it was a love story. It was probably boredom. Modern dating is people checking back in to see if they still have access to you.
Y'all, listen, how is it that I'm feeling a type of way right now? Because I feel like I've been ghosted, but I feel like I've been ghosted by someone that I gave a second chance to. I feel like I've been ghosted by someone that I literally had a conversation with just 2 days ago about things that I needed. And he was like, I got you. And then the next day, meaning yesterday, he followed through. Now today, haven't even heard from this person to the point where I'm like, I'm good. I am actually going to delete you from social media and we're good. But the point is, I'm like, I feel a type of way because I feel like I've been ghosted. I feel like I gave you a second chance and I probably shouldn't have even done that. And the fact that I did, now you basically take advantage of that and then ghost me. I'm like, men are so annoying sometimes. Like, why can't I just find a good man? A man that is consistent, a man that is invested, intentional. Like, where are you guys at? Because these other boys, I'm calling them boys, even if they're grown-ass men, I'm calling them boys, are not coming correct. And I don't want to be alone for the rest of my life, but like, for real, I just can't.
You gave him a second chance. Men give second chances every day and get called insecure for complaining. Modern dating doesn't lack good people, it lacks accountability.
I went on a date with this guy and it was great. Like, it was good. And then we both like told each other like what we wanted and blah blah blah. Then he ends up effing up and just disappears, right? Disappears. Then you get a message from him saying, hey, can we talk? And he apologizes, right? So I give him another chance because I think everyone deserves a second chance. So then we ended up just talking for another like 2 weeks, whatever, disappears. Then decided to text me 2 weeks later. Babe. I said, no, stop. He goes, okay. I didn't answer him. Texted me the next morning. Hey, babe. I go, no, stop. He goes, how's your day going? I said, no. He goes, stop being an ass. No. I said, I don't understand you. How do you go from, like, I gave you another shot and then you're going to just disappear again? And then just come back whenever you feel like it and expect me to still be there? No. If you, maybe a few years ago, I would have. But no. Okay. Then proceeds to say, be ready on Saturday at 1 o'clock. I said, no. He goes, yes. I said, no. He goes, I'll pick, no. No. So then I ended up calling him out because I'm like, you expect me to be there after your little 2-week disappearance and then come back after I gave you another shot? What? Like, just because your other girlfriends didn't work out doesn't mean I'm gonna constantly be there. Then proceeds to say, I'm willing to go out and try this out, see where it goes. I said, no. So I called him out. And I said, I don't even know. I sent like these things. I said to him, I said, stop playing with me like I'm a freaking doll or something. Like, you're constantly playing with my head. This is why this generation is the way it is. Then goes, this is why this would never work. This is why this never work. Because I'm calling you out on what you did. I want to show messages so bad. But I'm not going to. Because every man thinks it's always the girls. And it's not. It's not. I'm like, you text me every 2 weeks. I said, you think any girl is putting up with that? You text me for 2 weeks and then disappear. Then text me another 2 weeks later. And say, hey, babe. You men really have to, like, get it together. Because this is crazy in 2026. Really crazy as you're almost 30 years old. I don't understand.
He disappeared twice and you still gave him access. That's not a men's problem, but a boundaries problem. Modern dating is full of people keeping backups and people who keep reopening the door for them. Stop calling inconsistency potential.
I was recently ghosted and I just had to come on here and vent / tell my side of the story, and y'all tell me what y'all think. So everything was going fine, y'all, in my brain at least. We've been dating a little over a month, right? And he's been a complete gentleman. We go out to eat or we go do things, and he pays, he opens the doors. He's even came and picked me up. I live a good 30 minutes from him, and he'll drive all the way down to me, all the way back to his side, because that's usually where we go out, because that's like the fancier side. And yeah, it's never been an issue. We haven't had an argument, nothing. I've been very nice. He even like went on a trip. I offered to take him to the airport and he accepted. He parked his car in my garage, and my garage has a daily fee. I swiped my key card so he didn't have to pay at the end of his stay. The only like red flaggish that I kind of saw was I noticed maybe like after the first 2-3 weeks, he wasn't initiating the calls or the texts. I was, but we weren't like talking every day. But when we talked, I initiated it. But once we got on the line, my hands are so ashy. it was a good conversation. It wasn't like he rushed me off the phone. He didn't want to be there. Like, we was on the line for a good amount of time. Same with texting. So I brought it up one day in conversation, like joking, and was like, oh, you must not really like me because you don't call me like that. And he just like kind of blames it on his schedule, which I know he is pretty busy with his job and being on call and stuff like that. But I was just like, it takes 2 seconds to send a good morning text, or when you go on your lunch break, you can give me a call. And I mean, I thought he received it, but nothing changed. But that was only like a week ago. And then I turned around and go on a trip myself. So he takes me to the airport for my trip, comes over, picks me up, far drive. Then we go back to the airport, far drive, opens doors, closed doors, puts luggage in the car, takes stickers off the luggage, take the old tag, all that stuff. Very much gentleman. So when I get to the airport and my flight is delayed for a long ass time, I'm talking about like 6-7 hours, I call him, I text him, he don't answer. Mind you, he does go to bed early because he gets up pretty early. So I'm like, fuck it, I gotta stay at the airport. But the next day, he never even like followed up with my message like, oh, my bad, I was asleep, or I missed your call, or did you make it safe? None of that. So I text him like, dang, like, no, did you make it safe? How's your mom? Something like that, because I went out of town for Mother's Day. No response to that message. I'm like, what the fuck? My whole trip goes by. Mind you, he's supposed to pick me up from the airport. The day before I leave, he texts me like, oh, what time you get back? I'm like, 7 a.m. He's like, oh, I can't come get you. I gotta go to work. I'm really stuck in traffic. Da, 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 da. I said, okay, that's fine. You want to just get my Uber then? He sends me like the GIF. So I said, what's the problem? You can't afford it?
Interesting. He drove 30 minutes to see you, picked you up, opened doors, took you to the airport. Then the moment he couldn't pick you up from the airport, your response was, can't you just pay for my Uber? And people wonder why men pull away. Sometimes it's not ghosting. Sometimes a guy realizes he's being appreciated for what he does, not for who he is.
Literally promised to God after the last relationship that I was in that I would not hold on to things that were not for me, and I would not let little things slide, or if I felt something in my gut that wasn't right, I would just let it go. Girl, he didn't even give me a chance. He didn't even give me a chance to let it go. He said, nope, taking that back. Thank you. Oh my God. Okay. I'm just going to chalk it up and say, if I stayed in that relationship and whatever, maybe I would get in a wreck on a motorcycle. That's the only thing I'm going to say. Maybe that's what I'm being protected from, because
You say you stopped holding on to people who weren't for you. Then he left and you're upset he didn't let you do the leaving. Sometimes rejection is just redirection with better timing.
I saw a magazine article that said that future faking is the new manipulative dating trick. And I've seen this come up a few times, and it's basically just like when you're on a date and some guy starts like casually mentions traveling somewhere together, or like a holiday. Essentially a new way to hook you. I was a victim of this one. One time I was out on a date with this guy. It was like the third date, and I didn't really like him. Whatever, it was fine. I was telling him that one time I called my mom a bad name, and I told my parents that I got it from this movie. So my dad went downstairs and he got the DVD and snapped it in half. We started laughing, and then he was like, no. I can't even say it. Oh my God, it's so stupid. He was like, honestly, no respect to your dad. Let's say you and I are together and our child calls you a name. I can't, guys. I'm so stupid. Our child calls you stupid. I'm doing exactly what your father did. I'm defending, guys. Just him saying that, like a switch went off in my brain. And I was like, oh my God, he's thinking about our child. And I think the future faking got me hooked more than I would have been had he not said that. Yeah, no, that's a thing. That's a thing. Future faking.
He mentioned the future once. You built the relationship in your head. That's not future faking. That's emotional investing before commitment exists.
In today's market, a man who earns over $1 million a year, like would you care how old he is?
I do care, yeah.
What's the age range that you would have?
Maximum is like 30. I
Maximum
wouldn't
is
date anyone
30.
who's,
So earns $1 million, maximum 30 years old. Does he have to be attractive?
yeah.
What are the things that he has to have?
He should be there for me. He should understand me. And he should definitely have good hygiene.
A 30-year-old, attractive, understands you and has all of these emotional things going on, but earns $1 million a year. Do you have any idea how rare that guy is?
Does it
What
get
percentage of 30-year-olds do you think fall into that bracket?
0.001 something.
Right. Why would that man who is in the 0.1 want a woman who is a 6 who is currently a prostitute?
I don't know. There are men who appreciate that I do things.
This is like you are literally living in fantasy land.
Yeah.
For you to think that you would only settle for a man who's a millionaire and who's 30 years old is such a level of delusion that I think it's almost a mental illness.
We talk about this a lot, that women have their preferences, which is fine, but it doesn't mean that your preferences prefer you. And this is the perfect example. She does OF and, you know, she's probably making some bread. Obviously, she's on this show, but she is delusional as fuck. The percentage of men that are 30 years old that even make $1 million is damn near remote. And the point is, when you want something, they forget about the part that what you want has to want you back. And it doesn't stop there. They want you to be understanding. They want him to care. They want him to look good. They want his hygiene to be good. That person has all the say. It's much more than make $1 million. I need all these things. Where she is not a wife at all. He even called her a 6, and that was being generous. You're talking about a millionaire, they get their pick of the litter. With the money that they make, they literally could have whoever they want based on provision alone. Why would they want, you know, a whore? Someone that makes that kind of money doesn't want an online prostitute. And then they really convince themselves that they can pull that kind of guy. And she says, I have a lot of people that would do it on OF. Yeah, because those are simps. Those are guys that don't even respect themselves, that pay you money to see you naked and see your butthole for $3.99. Like, come on now. These guys have no respect for themselves, and you want to use them as the basis of why a guy that makes $1 million would want you. But yeah, delusion this hard has to be a mental illness, because there's no way they're convincing themselves that, yeah, I'm going to get that man and I'm going to go to the ends of the earth till I get it. If not, I'm going to just be alone. And then they're crying, there's no good men in the world. Like, make it make sense. And yeah, the crazy hospital's calling, sweetheart.
Exactly. Anyway, thanks for watching. That's enough for today. Subscribe, hit the notification bell, like, share, and stay tuned for the next video.